So this is a video series that I've wanted to start for some time now, because on one hand I've wanted to do like a weekly news talk video, but I didn't think it would have enough variety to it. On the other hand, I get a lot of questions from people asking like, how do I make some of these videos, how do these productions go and stuff, and I've always wanted to have a series where I can basically address that. So welcome everyone to EA40's Debrief. So the way that this series is going to work is that maybe about once a week or so, once I start actually uploading more videos, I'm going to make videos similar to this one where I'm talking about videos from like the past week, either bringing like certain outtakes or bet you didn't knows or behind the scenes and stuff. So that's what's going to happen at some point in the future. In this case, we're only going to talk about one video in this video. That made little sense. We're only going to talk about one video for this episode, which was my Porsche Club drive that I filmed back in July, because when I was writing this episode up, basically it was going to take too long to talk about many videos. When it comes time for sponsorships, of course these companies are going to be paying me and stuff, but I still want to be relatively picky about like what I end up taking and accepting and stuff, because A, I want it to be relevant to followers, but B, I also want to show how it's going to benefit my channel. Almost like how you have these Twitch streamers who have these like donation goals that'll help them reach like certain stages or something. I want to figure out how I can do that for a series like this to show that, hey, it's not just me being greedy, it's because I actually have certain goals that I want to accomplish. So I don't know how I'm going to do that yet, but if you have ideas on that, please fire them down below. That's going to be a big theme in today's video, honestly. Anyway, the sponsor for today's video is jegs.com. Now, jegs.com, they're an automotive aftermarket, like retail outlet, and they have what feels like everything. They'll have car parts, aftermarket car parts, car apparel, interior car parts, exterior car parts, parts for the garage, parts for, I don't know, parts for the human body. Well, that's apparel, not human body parts. They actually have a discount right now where if you spend a certain amount of money, you end up getting like X amount of dollars off. That discount code is up on the screen now, and I wanted to look for something that would be relevant for me to get from jegs.com, and I was looking at various parts for my Saab, but then I realized, wait a minute, why would I want to spend my money on the Saab when I'm looking at getting another sports car in the near future anyway? So instead of any kind of cool aftermarket car part that I could show you, like maybe something lighting related or maybe like a new intake or something for the Saab, here are a bunch of spark plugs so that the next time I get a nice warm glow of a check engine light, I'll be able to have that nicely sorted out. So yeah, that's jegs.com. A big thank you to them for reaching out to me and for helping me reach some of my future channel goals, which hopefully I'll be able to tell you guys at some point. If you're interested, jegs.com, all of their information will be down in the description. So now let us finally talk about the Porsche Club Drive video. Now that video, I'm gonna be honest, it's been one of my most proud videos and one of my favorite efforts that I've ever put, partially because of like how super complex the video was in various ways. This is actually only the second time I've done such a club drive video. The first one was actually around 2 years ago when I was with a couple Lamborghinis, a couple McLarens and such. That was a fun video and I learned a lot from that one. And going into this one that I had filmed, I wanted to change up a few things. Like for example, I wanted to showcase the owner's car more. The owner was the founder of 412 Rally. His information is down below. I want to do one of the rallies at some point. In the previous time I did a drive, I didn't think I featured the owner's cars enough. It might have been a bit too much of me, not so much the owner's cars, which I get it. People want to watch me, but also the owners, they invited me along partially because they wanted to see like how they would look. But at the same time, in the theme of Thanos, I wanted to achieve some balance. Oh snap, yes, I did it. Yes, so here's what I mean by balance, because on one hand, yes, I have to showcase the owner's cars and stuff enough, but at the same time, I need to be able to tell a story and include myself as more of a presenter better. A lot of the camera work I did wasn't all that super special in my opinion, because for example, a lot of people who don't really want to be on camera, they can actually do much of what I did if they know how to hold a camera. So like a lot of photographers, maybe they'll be able to do it, but I want to be able to give you guys a reason for why you'd want to watch me, and so I wanted to include myself a bit more as a presenter in that video. I'd like to think that I hit that balance pretty well, but I'm not fully sure, so let me know in the comments how you think I did with that and how I should change things. I'm still doing this well. That was all one take. So at this point, what I'm gonna do is sort of react / talk about my previous video and like kind of address some things related to it. So what I have loaded up is the video itself, the video in the video editor, as well as certain comments and a couple other references loaded up.
Incoming call from the open road. Would you like to accept?
So that was me just trying to be a little bit more creative and kind of hint at the very beginning like, hey, this is like a new theme for the channel, a new themed kind of video, open roads calling, get out there, explore, which is going to be a theme for me hopefully more next year. So that's ultimately why I ended up doing that. A funny remark on that a little bit later. As for this part, welcome viewers to a special video where we are on a petrol tour to explore during the... There's a reason why I ended up adding that kind of commentary. When it comes to many of us YouTubers, both small and large, especially small though, we're always looking for ways to differentiate ourselves, but also look up towards like who's bigger and who's doing things maybe a little bit better. For example, someone like me, for example, when I first started doing YouTube and stuff, I modeled a ton of my videos sort of after Shmee150, and if you go back to my old auto show videos, which were like quick one takes and stuff like that, you could definitely see that. As things got a bit more artistic, I looked for my own ways to be more artistic, but then I feel like I got a bit like influenced off of Seen Through Glass with the way he'd present some of his videos. But then also I've been looking at some other non-car content creators to see how they do things a bit differently. For example, in the gaming space, there's Laserbeam.
Asking hands up, who can tell me if you know a famous Australian? Who knows a famous Australian? Yes, who do you know?
Laserbeam.
Laserbeam. I've never heard of Laserbeam. Obviously not that famous.
He has done a pretty good job of some of the storytelling in some of his Fortnite videos, and then also Rodashaw, his videos, whenever he actually uploads, he uploads less than I do, that's an achievement. He can be pretty dynamic and kind of take you on a journey himself. So those are some people that I've like always kind of looked at, but then at the same time I was like, wait a minute, in the car space, maybe I might be looking at like Shmee or Seen Through Glass in some ways, but in reality, all the car people on YouTube, they all wish that they could be like a Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond, or James May. So I figured, wait a minute, shouldn't I be modeling myself a little bit after them? So yeah, that's basically part of why I ended up doing some narration, because I was like, wait a minute, this could be something new that I could do for my channel. How's the result turned out to be what I wanted? Possibly. In fact, one of the comments that I received off of this was this one. Did not get through the whole video. Are you sure that is not Rick Seaback MCing? Sounds just like him.
There's the auto ride, or the auto race. The name seems to go back and forth. I often say it's my favorite ride in the park. First installed in 1930, it has a certain dignity. And we suggested that Charlie Jackways take us for a ride that summer.
He's like a narrator for some documentaries for a local news and TV station, WQED. That's a subsidiary of public broadcasting station, in a way like the BBC here in the United States, although not as big and stuff. So I guess I can see where he's coming from here in terms of like maybe the tone of voice and the narrating style or something. So that's a bit interesting. Thank you for mentioning that. Yes, that was, who was it who said that? Anthony. Yeah, thanks Anthony. That's interesting. The car I am in is a Porsche 911 Carrera S Cabriolet being piloted by the founder of 412 Rally, who invited me onto this adventure. The founder of 412 Rally, I know he's also watching this one. So yeah, 412 Rally, that's a new rally that's been started by Aaron, who's the founder of it and the owner of this Porsche. He invited me along, and it was honestly super cool hanging around him and being a part of this journey. So yeah, thank you for that. Obviously the information for 412 Rally is going to be in the description down below. I will say I have looked into joining one of those rallies, and at some point in the future, after a significant event happens, I definitely plan to be on one of the rallies, so stay tuned for that. And I'll mention the music real quick here, because here at the beginning you hear like basically the drum and bass style music. Then if you get a little bit further into the video, it's gonna be more of like a kind of like a groove style music. Then it ends up changing again. I will say that's one of the biggest things that delayed this video, because I wanted like so many things to be perfect. And the song selections were definitely part of it, because I wanted the songs to really be able to match the theme of the video and match like certain moods. and at the same time, I like my songs to be pretty unique. Don't get me wrong, a lot of like the no copyright songs that you hear on YouTube and stuff, they're not bad music, and I used to be in music production. I know it can be pretty difficult to make that stuff only to not get credited anyway. It just never really suited the themes that I would want, so I ended up spending like a lot of time looking for like different kinds of music that I could try and use. That brings a good excuse to talk about the audio part of this video, not just the music, but the actual audio itself. Granted, when I make these videos, I do more than just like the color grading and stuff. For stuff like this, I actually try and look closer into the audio adjustments. So we're actually gonna go into my video editor here, because for almost every driving clip, I actually did links to like adjust the audio. So for example, here's how the adjusted like sort of enhanced audio sounds. Here's how it sounds without any kind of corrections. Now, if you listen closely to those, basically you could tell that like the second one without any kind of corrections, you don't hear the car exhaust as much, you don't hear the car frequencies as much, and you hear like a lot more of like white noise and stuff. So I really wanted to adjust like all the audio to make sure that I could really capture more of what you'd want to hear out of the car rather than so much of the ambient noise. One of the cameras I actually got to use was Aaron's GoPro, and that was a rear mounted camera. I'm glad I was able to use it, and it made for some really great footage. However, the audio side of it, for some reason, it didn't work in my video editor. I don't know why. So basically, this is what it sounded like in my video editor. Yeah, that's a pretty painful sound, but it sounded fine in my Windows Media Viewer or whatever, so I don't know what happened there. So unfortunately, I had to like completely work around the whole GoPro audio issue, so that wasn't fun. As for the rest of the video and the editing of it, in a way, the process was alright. I mean, not talking about like how I feel about it, although some people did tell me that it got a little bit too slow, so I gotta work a bit on that. But in terms of like how hard it was to edit, for the most part it wasn't too bad. Just trying to make sure things were going in like a chronological order, since I had multiple cameras as well, front, rear, and handheld, whatever. So ultimately that part ended up not being so bad, although it did take a bit of a while. In fact, actually, me and Aaron, we were talking in the car and talking about like how this video production goes and stuff. And a good benchmark that people often say is that for every 1 hour of video, or no, every 1 minute of video is an hour of editing. So this video, it's around the 16 minute mark. I would say it was almost fair to say that it could take close to 16 hours to make this, especially with the way I tried to like do a bunch of different things. I kind of even re-edited the video a couple times, so that definitely added up in time. So that also gives you guys who are getting into video editing a bit more of a benchmark of how things are like on that front. Reading some of the other comments on the video, let's see. Yeah, 412 Rally. When I shared that video, 412 Rally, Aaron, he blasted that thing everywhere. Like, the amount of support he gave from like, just from me posting that video and sharing it like everywhere, like a few Facebook groups, on his Facebook profile and stuff. Like honestly, I was amazed at how much support he gave. Like one of my friends, Evil Q, yeah, so he's actually one of my friends from school who owns a mini JCW GP2. Oh yeah, so that was the time code he was referencing. Yeah, I wanted to be a bit creative as I was trying to edit the video itself, and well, yeah, I fell. 6 Gear Auto said, dude, this is awesome. Yeah, funny thing is, Sam, by the way, for those of you who aren't fully in tune, Sam actually no longer lives in Pittsburgh. He lives around the Dallas area, so please give him some support, and if you have any ideas on what he can film in Dallas, please let him know, because I want to see him do well there. But yeah, Sam, one of my closest friends from university time, and in recent months or so, he's actually been giving me a lot of grief. It's kind of funny. And he'll grieve me on a few different things. Like, for example, like, are you really actually going to be uploading videos? Or you haven't filmed like a normal car video in a while, which, fair point, because I did film a few videos in a setup like this, and they'd be like car videos, even though they actually had like no real car footage in them. So when I posted this video, I was really hoping for like a comment from him that would basically be trying to give me grief, but he ends up saying, dude, this is awesome. Sam, you're supposed to give me a hard time here, man. And the funny thing is, I know he's watching this video right now. I'm basically laughing. And I know he's still laughing now that I'm basically calling him out. So I look forward to oh, he's already texted me. No, just kidding. He hasn't yet. But yeah, so Sam also watched it. I'm glad he liked it. If you're not familiar with Sam, his comments right there and his link, maybe I'll just put it down below. Go check him out. Now, Dr. M3 chimed in saying, nicely narrated. So yes, that actually shows that yes, he does genuinely watch other videos. People often ask like, okay, how much do these other content creators watch other people's videos? Granted, a lot of them, they're more focused like more on their own kind of videos and stuff, but Dr. M3, he actually does like take the time to watch videos from like other content creators, big and small. Though, like, yes, people like me, actually, he will go and watch. We've met each other in person a few times. I'm sure you've seen his car on my channel a few times. Like, yes, he's actually watched the video. So to Dr. M3, if you're watching this one too, thank you very much for watching that. So yeah, that was quite a delight to see. Obviously, he doesn't get to comment on every single video. I'm sure he has plenty of other videos to watch. But the fact that he actually went out and watched mine at the same time, I'm actually quite humbled for that. So thank you. Another one from a guy named Tamir, who actually also has a YouTube channel. I recently saw him. He kind of gave himself like a bit of a shameless plug on EA40's comments, and so I figured, you know, let me check this guy out. Why not? And he comments, Kapuya, Kapuya. I remember that meme. I actually do remember it. And the funny thing is, for a school video once, I actually like included that at the very end. That video will never ever see the light on YouTube, unfortunately. But yeah, I don't know why you commented that, Tamir, but thanks for commenting anyway. This is an interesting one at the very end, even though it's completely unrelated. Where's the you pull and pay video? For those of you who probably don't know, unless you happen to see like a glimpse of my Instagram and Snapchat stories like back in summer 2019, I actually went to you pull and pay a couple times, and one time was when they had like a deal where like anything you could haul was like $75 or so, although of course there were some catches with it. So we ended up like going to a junkyard and getting some parts both for my Saab, and then actually a couple really small things for the Audi, like an air vent or something like that. The whole process of that was actually really difficult in terms of both getting the parts. Both my dad and I did that, but in terms of actually trying to carry the parts so that we could end up getting like the best deal possible on that, that was pretty dramatic in itself. Ultimately, I haven't uploaded that video yet because they're like, partially because of like time, but also because of like what needs to come out first. For example, the next big video that I plan to have out is my Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix video and a couple videos around that, especially with the featured mark of the year. So that has to come out first before I end up putting out the you pull and pay video. So when will the you pull and pay video come out? I genuinely don't know. I hope it can come out soon. At the same time though, like I've said earlier in the video, I haven't focused too much on like content creation and putting out videos super quickly because my focus is on certain other things. Like, for example, I need to get another sports car, or I shouldn't say another, I need to get a sports car at some point in the future so that a lot of other things can even happen. So yeah, that's that. So for the Porsche Club video, that's basically it on that topic. Now, I also want to tell you guys, like, for any suggestions related to future videos of that style, please let me know down below, but also I want to know your suggestion for a future video. Like I've said, the music is actually a huge part of like how I end up creating these videos, and in a way I edit around the music, and at the same time I kind of film with the music in mind. That said, there's a song that I added to like my video playlist a while back, and at first I was like, oh, I definitely gotta use it, but then at the same time I started hearing that song in more and more YouTube ads, so I'm not fully sure if I want to do it. I want to take your guys' suggestions. Do I include this song? Here we go. So yeah, that song, I'm not fully sure about it because I love the song and I just don't know. Do I include it even though like more people are starting to use it, or do I look for something a little bit different? As far as my upcoming Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix video though, I have chosen some of the songs and I want to give you guys like a slight teaser of one of the themes of the songs basically. This is not a song that I'll actually use in that video, but here's a little bit of like a sound sort of it anyway. So that's like a taste of the theme of music that's going to be coming in that Vintage Grand Prix video. But notice how earlier I ended up saying that like I film with the audio in mind. Listen closely and you'll end up hearing like how the beat like ends up, there are certain like riffs and stuff. When I'm filming, I end up thinking like, okay, if there's a song similar to this, because I used to do a lot of music, I want to be able to like edit in a way that I can cut the video like done, done, done or something. So listen closely. Bum, bum, bum. Cut, 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 cut. Yeah, so basically that's some of the stuff that I kind of have in mind as I'm recording some of this. Anyway, I think that's enough talking for this video. Like I said, I knew it was going to be way too long, and chances are this is also a good bit of like background listening material again. So let me know what you think of that. So thank you guys for watching this video. Please be sure to give me a follow and a like and whatever. Share the video with your friends. Share my Porsche video especially. Thank you to everyone who's watched that. I knew views-wise it wasn't gonna get like over 1,000 views. I knew that was gonna happen, but I've kind of wanted like a really good video on my channel that I can like kind of share around as like one of my best ever efforts. And so I think that video ended up fitting the bill. So let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching. Please be sure to follow, and I hope to see you on another video.